Let's celebrate the difference. World Autism Day, April 2nd. What actually is autism?
Autism, or autism spectrum disorder, ASD, refers to a broad range of conditions characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech and nonverbal communication. According to the Centers for Disease Control, autism affects an estimated 1 in 44 children in the United States today. Personality differences in autism are a gift, not a disease. Every child is different. How does autism affect the brain, and what are some of the signs of symptoms of autism? There are a couple classic symptoms that are associated with autism. One is that individuals have difficulties with social interaction and communication. They tend to keep to themselves. They may have trouble making eye contact. They aren't able to talk at as early of an age, and may have abnormal intonation or poor communication skills. That's one big group of symptoms. When do these symptoms start happening? What age about, do you think? Often, parents can track abnormalities even before a child's first birthday. Usually a diagnosis is made around age 3. When the child is so young, maybe you just think that's normal, that they're not really communicating. How to tell? Sometimes, when parents will look back at their child's behavior, they'll have repetitive movements, or specific types of difficulties in making eye contact, or bonding, or other types of social behaviors that sometimes you can even see before a child learns to talk. Does they kind of take everything literally? Yes, often that's true. They have difficulty with figurative speech, and they tend to not see the forest. They see the trees. What's going on in the brain that makes them view words like that? One of the things that we think might be going on is there are networks in the brain that process attention to yourself, when you're talking to yourself, when you're thinking about yourself, and other brain networks that process attention to the outside world. We believe that in autism, sometimes when you're in your own thoughts, you can have outside sights and sounds that are intrusive, that come in when they're not wanted. Vice versa, you can be paying attention to the outside world and you can't shut off that voice in your head. With autism, some individuals have a hypersensitivity to sights and sounds and textures, and other individuals, or in other conditions, may actually have less sensitivity for certain sights and sounds. In other words, they can't discriminate different sights or sounds as well as somebody without autism. You can see both in the same individual. How is a parent supposed to distinguish between this is normal, this is just the toddler versus my child has autism? Obviously, we say each child's different. Specific motions, repetitive motions of hands or body. Sometimes they'll play abnormally with toys, like they'll look at the parts of toys rather than play with the whole thing as it was designed. Or they might take a number of toys and just line them up along the floor. Those are classic type symptoms. You know, any one by itself isn't going to be a diagnosis of autism, but when you start having lots of these different types of symptoms, then you start to think about autism.
Autism is not a single condition. It's many different conditions, probably with different genetic causes and different environmental causes. They have some similarities, and we group them all together as autism or an autism spectrum, but that autism spectrum goes all the way from a child who sits in the corner rocking and can't speak to a very bright child that may have higher than normal intelligence, but is socially odd. So you have this wide spectrum of what you can see with autism.
Autism may not always be a disease. In some children it's a gift. Individuals are very bright with autism. They are honest. They tell it like it is. They are very refreshing in many ways. Those are an important part of our society, and can be thought of as a personality. Individuals that think their child may have autism should get some good advice, because there are so many interesting developments that happen as a child ages and grows. Oftentimes, we worry as parents so much, and having a really trusted clinician or physician offer a perspective can sometimes make a world of difference in putting your mind to rest, or offering some resources to help. Children with autism are colorful. They are often very beautiful and, like the rainbow, they stand out. I am different, not less.